Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So tomorrow the 18th of May, Saturday, will be the LA Grand Prix, and we have quite a few Jamaicans that will be on show representing in their pet events. Trackies, as the time is dwindling down to the national championships, we're seeing more and more where athletes are out and about running at different meetings across the world, plus also running their pet events. So trackies, we are getting down to crunch time. This is serious business, and of course race by race is a test run, and of course what the athletes would be expected to do once they get to the trials, and of course past that the Olympic Games. Now in the men's 400-meter hurdles, I want to kick things off there. We have quite a few athletes that are lined up here, some of the best present as it relates to up and coming athletes, as well as a stalwart that has been around for a while representing Jamaica in the 400-meter hurdles. I'm talking about Jahil Hyde being there as the senior, plus youngsters Rashawn Clark and Malik James King. Now, they will face off against powerhouses Rai Benjamin from the United States of America, plus also Trevor Bassett from the United States of America, and also Karen McMaster from the British Virgin Islands. So, even though the field has 9 lanes trackies, just want to point out the main persons that will line up in this particular race that the Jamaican athletes will have to be abreast of, plus of course everybody else, because you never know who will have a fantastic run in any race on any given day, right? So with that said, I'm keeping my eye though on, as I said, Rai Benjamin, clearly Karen McMaster and Trevor Bassett. Now, when I take a look at the field, trackies, Malik James King was recently at the Jamaica Invitational, and he walked away with a phenomenal run, taking down the likes of a Karen McMaster. Now, we also did see Rashawn Clark there representing Jamaica from a world relay perspective in the 4x4s, running competent legs. So we can pretty much say, even though he hasn't run the 400 meters so far, 400 meter hurdles so far this season, he should be in pretty good shape. So he should be able to challenge for one of those top spots. But I'm not gonna lie, the man that I'm really looking out for in this race is Rai Benjamin. We did see Michael Norman, and both of them trained together, come out with a commanding 400-meter opening run for his pet event, and I'm expecting the same thing for Rai Benjamin here to run a commanding race. Now his best is 46.17 seconds. He hasn't opened up so far this season over the 400-meter hurdles, but if it's one thing about Rai Benjamin, he always comes out and runs a fantastic race, and I'm expecting him to right off the bat run a 47 race come tomorrow. Now with that said, who will be able to challenge? I do have our Jamaicans in the conversation. Jahil Hyde is also there, but Trevor Bassett is also there as well. I'm expecting Jamaica to probably have 2 people in top 3. At least I'm hoping that we'll be able to get Rashawn and at least Malik up in top 2. Karen McMaster will be there as well, and I mean top 3. Karen McMaster will be there as well, challenging for one of those top 3 pole positions as well. But I do think Rai Benjamin walks over the win. I would probably say Rashawn Clark, even though he hasn't run a race so far this season, I'm going to just go based on his pedigree and say he potentially walks away with a second place here. And I do have Malik challenging Karen McMaster again for that final, pole position as it relates to 3rd place. Trevor Bassett is going to be there or thereabouts, and also Jahil Hyde will also be in the conversation as well. So that's pretty much how I see the men's 400-meter hurdles going, but it's definitely going to be a very exciting race, and it gets our athletes' palate wet for what should come at Paris 2024, because without a shadow of a doubt, the expectation is Rai Benjamin will be there, and he's one of the best ever to compete over the event, the second best actually to ever compete over the event. So with that said, this is a great practice run for a lot of these guys to see what they're really up against when they head to the Olympic Games. Now moving on from the 400-meter hurdles, for the men, I want to jump right into the men's 100 meters, because this is another interesting lineup here that will have Jamaican representatives. So we have Ackeem Blake representing here for Jamaica, but he goes up against the likes of a Letsile Tobago. Now, Letsile Tobago has not opened this season just yet over the 100 meters, but we do know that he's already gone 19.71 over the 2. Plus, when you look at it from a personal best perspective, he is 1/100 of a second faster than Ackeem Blake would have been ever. He's a 9.88 athlete, while Ackeem Blake is a 9.89 athlete. Though, when it comes to season's best, Ackeem Blake is right up there with the leaders. In this particular race, we have Kyrie King at a 10:02, as well as Ackeem Blake. There's a CJ Green. He's run 10 seconds on the nose so far this season, as well as Malachi Murray having a 10.01 seconds run so far this season. Now, my opinion is that this race is between Letsile Tobogo and Ackeem Blake. That's my opinion here. Now, I foresee Ackeem Blake getting a really good start, leading the field, and then what will happen is that Letsile Tobogo, using his 200-meter strength, will come on towards the end of the race. Now, the question is he strong enough or fast enough in this particular moment to defeat an Ackeem Blake that has already gone 10:02 this season and looking to go much faster in the race coming up tomorrow? Let's see. I do have Ackeem Blake winning though. However, if he should lose, then it should be to Letsile Tobogo because he has an immaculate finish, and it's pretty much similar to Noah Lyles in terms of they'll hunt you down. So you'll be leading them, and then they'll hunt you down towards that last 40 meters in the race, and pretty much clip you on the line, right? So I'm excited to see what happens in the race tomorrow. I'm expecting a competent run from Ackeem Blake. Hopefully he'll be able to walk out with the win there, but Letsile Tobogo is a danger man. Also, don't forget Kyrie King, as I said, and Malachi Murray being in the conversation, as well as CJ Green. All right, so track is moving on from the men's 100 meters. I want to touch on the women's 400-meter hurdles, where we have in this particular race Anjanette Knight lining up. Now, Anjanette Knight faces off against Dalila Muhammad, Anna Crockrell, as well as Kachandra Che, Jenna Woodruff, Jessica Wright, amongst others in this particular race. Now, as y'all remember, Anna Crockrell had a really fantastic race at the Jamaica Invitational just a week ago. So I'm expecting her to come out in this race and potentially walk away with the win. When we look at it from a season's best perspective, she's way ahead of everybody else in terms of times clocked so far this season, with her 53.76 seconds done at the Jamaica Invitational. So that said, I do have Anna Crockrell walking away with the win in this particular race. I'm hoping to see a much better race or stronger race from Anjanette Knight. She had her first 400-meter hurdles run last weekend. As I said, these races are just rehearsals for the athletes, so the more they run is the faster they will get until we get to the trial. So again, I'm hoping for a faster run from Anjanette Knight. Let's see what we'll be able to get from her in this particular race. All right, now check is moving on to the women's 100 meters B final, where we have Briana Williams lining up here against Lanae Tavay Thomas. Now, lining up against them as well from an American perspective, we have English Gardner, we have Abby Steiner, we have Gabby Thomas, Destiny Barnett Smith. She seems to be representing Liberia now. We have Courtney Johnson, and we have Cedricia Wynn. Now, those are the athletes that are in this particular lineup. When it comes to times already clocked so far this season, clearly Abby Steiner has run really well so far this season, and Gabrielle Thomas actually has a sub 11 clock in, though the wind was above the allowable, but she has come out already and won the 100 meters and looked really good running it. So I think this race is between Abby and Gabby, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see who walks out with the win here, because there's also a big throwdown between these two athletes when it comes to the 200 meters for the American team. Now, when we talk about Briana Williams and Lanae hasn't touched the 100 meters so far this season, and Briana Williams has been progressively getting faster. 2 100s in and a season best each time she has run. I'm hoping again for a season's best. This time also, I'm hoping for a better execution. I'm hoping to see a better start. She did not get a good start in Kingston, so I'm hoping that she'll be able to get a better start in this lineup, and then of course execute through the end of the race and hopefully walk away with another season's best in this particular race. Now, going over to the women's A final, we also do have a few Jamaicans lining up here. We have Kemba Nelson, we have Alana Reid, we have Natasha Morrison, and we have Tia Clayton. Pretty much the same athletes that lined up in Kingston minus Natasha Morrison for the Jamaica Invitational. They're up against Melissa Jefferson, one of the fastest American athletes so far this season, as well as Tonisha Torrey, Mariliki Ikenison, and Javion Oliver. So that's who these athletes are up up against. I do see Melissa Jefferson walking away with the win in this race unless something goes horribly wrong. I definitely see her taking the win here. She's already gone 10.94 seconds so far this season. Has also looked awesome running relays for Team America as well. So she's definitely in the conversation for the win. I'm definitely expecting to see Kemba Nelson as well as Alana give a good account of themselves in this particular race. So it could possibly go Melissa Jefferson for the win, then Kemba, then Alana, or Alana, then Kemba in that particular order, right? So that's pretty much how I see this particular race shaping up. I'm hoping to get a stronger run from Tia and Natasha as well. I'm hoping to see, a faster run as well from her in this race. All right, now jumping over to the women's 400 meters where we have Shelly-Ann Williams lining up here, and she's definitely been putting herself out there this season and running a lot of races, and I'm happy for her. And she's definitely been looking stronger this season. This time hasn't really come yet, but the times will come. She just has to execute her race, and you know what? She has been executing. Though I will say in Kingston, she didn't really have a strong, last finishing 100 meters as she did in her previous outing. But guess what, trackies? All these races are dress rehearsals, as I said. So she will definitely, go back, or she should have definitely gone back to the drawing board, assess the race, and come back stronger for this particular outing. Now she faces off against same Alexis Holmes as well. However, both these athletes have really strong competition in this coming race because they have world champion Marilady Paulino, former world champion Salwad Eid Nassa. They have world championship medalist Sada Williams, as well as Shamir Little from the 400-meter hurdles, Mary Moore from the 800-meter hurdles, Victoria Onorugu is also here, and Quinera Hayes. So this is a pretty strong field that Stacey will line up against here at the LA Grand Prix. But guess what? I'm actually excited for Stacey in this race because, again, this is like a dress rehearsal, what you have to go through when you get to the Olympic Games. And when you get to the Olympic Games, these are some of the athletes that you will face off against, minus the athletes that will be going back to their pet events like a Mary Moore and a Shamir Little, right? But these are some of the athletes that you'll have to contend with if you want to make it to a final one and even contend for a medal, right? So I'm excited to see what Stacey is able to do. I'm hoping that she just executes a strong race, and once she does that, then the time will definitely come. All right, so trackies, that is it for this particular preview video for the LA Grand Prix. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As usual, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.